Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about how to do operations with surds. So before we start the lesson, I just want you to recap few formulas. So square root of a whole square, you will cancel the square root and the square and you will end up with a. Okay, and the square root of ab is nothing but square root of a times b, so you can separate those two things out. Now when you're working with surds, the best way to think of solving this is by thinking of some perfect squares. So what I mean by that is, so let's say you have square root of 50. 50 can be written as 10 times 5, but 10 nor 5 are perfect squares, but rather you should be using 25, because 25 is a perfect square. So 25 times 2. Then I can write square root of 25 times square root of 2, which you end up as 5 square root 2. So square root of 50 is nothing but 5 square root 2. In a similar manner, the next one, think of 12 of writing as 4 times 3 rather than 6 times 2. And then division of 4 here. So this can be written as something like this. And we know that square root of 4 is nothing but 2. And 2 times 2, so just this piece will end up being 2. So 2 times 2 is 4, square root of 3 divided by 4, and this 4 gets cancelled. So your final answer is simply square root of 3. Next, there's nothing much to be done with square root of 2, but you can write the x square under square root as simply x. So this ends up being x square root 2. The next one, you can cancel this. 3 times 2, 6 can be written as 3 times 2, square root of 2 and 3. So you can cancel these two. You will end up as 2 square root 2. Now for this one, square root of 8 can be written as square root of 4 times 2, then square root of x square, then square root of y to the power of 4. So you know that square root of 4 is 2, so I can bring the 2 out, and there is a square root of 2 inside. In the next one, the square and the square roots can be cancelled, so you have only x here. Now for this next part, I'm going to change my color here, and I'm going to use yellow because I'm doing this whole piece in the S column. So square root of y power 4 can be written as square root of y square whole square, because power to power rule says that 2 times 2 can end up being 4. So this and this can be cancelled. So you simply can have y to the power of 2. So then this ends up y power 2. So your final answer is 2 square root of 2x y to the power of 2. Yeah. Now the next skill that we need to focus is on writing the surd in terms of exact forms. That means everything that is outside has to be reverse engineered to put back under the square root. And for that, you also need to remember your division surd law, which states that square root of a divided by square root of b is nothing but square root of a over b. So let's see. For 5 to be outside, it should have been 5 times 5. Only then 5 square, that square and square root have cancelled, and then the 5 came out. So I'm doing reverse engineering. Y is on, it's 5 there. How can I put it back under the square root? Then you have square root of 3, and in the division here you have square root of 2 times 2. That's how you would have got only 2. So this is nothing but square root of 25 times square root of 3 divided by square root of 4. Now this ends up being square root of 25 times 3 according to the law, and this is 4. So this ends up being square root of 75 over 4. Okay, so just I skipped a step, but remember it would have ended up as square root of 75 divided by square root of 4. So applying the division law, this is your division law of Surds. This is what you would have ended up as. Now I'll do this particular one, so see how it ends up. So here I should have had 6 times 6 times square root of 2 divided by square root of 3 times 3. Then here it would be square root of 36 times square root of 2 divided by square root of 9. So this is 36 times 2, which ends up being square root of 72 divided by square root of 9. So according to your division law, this is 72 divided by 9. So this is what we did in the reverse process of putting the numbers back inside the square root. So depending upon the question whether they're asking you to simplify or write it as square root of k, which means exact value, this is what you do. These are the two operations that I'm going to talk about in this lesson. Thanks guys. Check out the next sequence of the lesson on Surds. But until then, have a wonderful, blessed day. Bye-bye.